Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's me, Disbearity, and today I'm going to be showcasing and talking to you all about RTS games that failed to grasp the audience's attention. Now, as always, this list is in no particular order, so let's go ahead and begin. Now, here I'm going to be giving you guys a brief introduction to what the RTS or Real-Time Strategy game genre is all about. In the 1990s and early 2000s, RTS games were popular and took the PC world by storm. The gameplay mechanics of this genre consisted of base building, resource collecting, and also micromanagement mechanics. The popular games at the time were Warcraft 3, Command & Conquer, Age of Empires, and many more. With the rise of FPS and the mobile genre, with games such as Call of Duty and League of Legends and Dota, the genre started to dive into decline, becoming stagnant and also less innovative. These are the games that tried to make a namesake for themselves, but still failed to gain the people's attention. Now, during this time, I will be speaking about real-time strategy games that came up between the years of 2010 and also 2021. Alright, so the first game on this list is a game that I actually quite enjoyed myself, but this game is called Active Aggression. This game was developed by Eugene Systems in the second half of 2015 on September 2nd, becoming Active War's spiritual successor. Upon the release of the game, Active Aggression was met with mixed review scores compared to its predecessor, Active War. So you may ask, what the hell happened? The mixed reception stems from various fundamentals of the game itself. These issues stem from campaign missions that can be very easy to also downright hard. So while players have been playing, the campaign missions, it's been speculated that the AI has been cheating in order to keep up with the player, no matter the difficulty, which can make the campaign tedious at times. Now, you may have thought that those were all the complaints. Nah, there's more. So the other complaints that players and reviewers is like, what are those, you may ask? Well, players felt that units were too generic and that units also blended in way too well with the environment. For a game that has 3 factions to choose from, this does matter because players need to feel immersed and feel like they are commanding the units of the game's world. Now, there are even more complaints. These complaints come from the game's resource management system. When people think of Active Aggression, they think of Command & Conquer's resource system because it was simplified, while Active Aggression's you have to micromanage dollars or credits, aluminium, rare earth minerals, and also electricity for power. The aim for Active Aggression was to go for that Command & Conquer feel, but it failed to do just that. Eugene Systems took it upon themselves and created a Active Aggression Reboot Edition 1 year after release. This rebooted aimed to streamline the resource system from 3 to 1, change how planes worked within the game, and added in a proper base building mechanic, which gave players that classic RTS feeling. During the development of the rebooted edition, the developers gave the AI an update and also gave units a fresh new coat of paint, which gave them that unique feel. Now, Eugene Systems took it upon themselves to better the game, but at this point it was just far too late for the game to thrive. Now, you're going to either blame this on the current trending games at the time, which was Company Heroes 2 or StarCraft 2, or you can just blame this on developer incompetence. But at the end of the day, Active Aggression actually just a really decent game and didn't deserve the hate that it get or the abandonment. Now, the follow-up game on this list is a game that I actually quite enjoyed myself as well. This game is called Grey Goo, which was developed by Petroglyph Games and also produced by 6foot. Grey Goo is an innovative RTS game that was developed at the time where RTS genre was already starting to be in the decline. What really made Grey Goo innovative was, instead of focusing on the micromanagement aspect of many RTS games usually do, the game focused on the micro aspect instead. What do I mean by that? The game streamlined hotkeys. Yes, I mean hotkeys. You use the QWERTY row on your keyboard to manage buildings, light or heavy units, air units, in that respective order. The game featured a full-fledged campaign with 3 playable factions, in which during the campaign featured its 4th faction, the Shroud. Each playable faction was created to be unique and diverse. What are these factions, you may ask? Well, first up, we have the humans. These guys here are a well-rounded faction who also have the ability to reconfigure their bases while also containing teleportation technology. This also makes them a very, very viable turtle type of faction. The next faction I have up here is the Beta. They're all about speed, mobility, and power. These guys play like a traditional RTS faction. They can turtle or become very aggressive. Up next, we have the namesake faction, the Goo. This faction relies on pure strength and speed to outmaneuver their opponents. This creates a very aggressive playstyle. In the last edition is the Shroud. The Shroud is the first and only DLC faction for Grey Goo. These guys rely on flimsy units and have extraordinary firepower in order to dominate their opponents on the battlefield. Now, for the majority of players, the game was well received. The problem with Grey Goo is that during this time in the early to mid 2010s, StarCraft 2 and Company Heroes 2 really just the main RTS games which dominated the RTS realm. So what that means is that if a new RTS game came out around this time, then it's going to be really hard for people to break out of their normal game and to try out something new. Now they'll try out the new game for about a week, but then after that probably go ahead and drop it. And that's kind of what happened with Grey Goo. You have a large supply of players, but then after that certain amount of time has gone by, people are ready to go back to the original game. Now once that happened, it's gaming space, so that's pretty interesting on that. Another thing is that no one really just wanted to take time to learn a new game. That's pretty much it, honestly, too, is that because you have to learn a new game, then, which comes into the question as, why would I play this new game and try to learn something new when I can just stick to StarCraft 2 and also Company Heroes? But at the end of the day, Petroglyph Studios created a game that they loved and cherished till the very end. Now we're hopping on to the next game here. This next game I'm going to be talking about is called CrossFire Legion, a game that was developed by Blackbird Interactive. So this game fused the CrossFire FPS series with strategy gameplay. Now it's time to dive into real-time battles in a strategic setting of the CrossFire. Within the game, you build your base, gather your resources, and lead your faction of your choice to victory. CrossFire Legion sports a pretty decent campaign, at least in my personal opinion, to keep players engaged, while also offering factions such as Global Risk, Black Legion, and New Horizons, each having their own strengths and weaknesses for a wide range of tactical options. With various updates, the devs continuously update the game in order to keep the support going with the niche community that the game has. This shows that the devs are committed to keep their game going with ongoing support. Upon release, CrossFire Legion did face major criticism for requiring players to unlock units via the in-game shop, which players mistook as microtransactions. The devs did listen to the community and removed the shop. There was more criticism, is that the game played way too similar to StarCraft 2, which was another concern, because why would you play CrossFire Legion when you just go back and play StarCraft 2? So people put that hand to hand. So CrossFire Legion failed to gain traction is because people kept making comparisons to StarCraft 2, so the game could never really get off the ground like it should have. Since the release of CrossFire Legion on December 8th of 2022, the game has received mixed reception from the community and also the player base. Over time, the devs have proven their commitment to the game, addressing player concerns. The game does have its own niche of players that appreciates the game. With a dedicated development team, CrossFire Legion has wiggle room to grow and also stand out. So we're going on to one of my favorites of this list here. This is Iron Harvest. This game was developed by King Art Games. Iron Harvest is a successful crowdfunding game set within the Scythe universe. If you guys don't know what the Scythe universe is, it is a board game that's based on alternate history in terms of the world. So it's pretty cool, pretty unique. I would definitely consider checking it out when y'all get the chance. There's also a Steam game about Scythe on Steam, of course, so pick it up. All right, let's get back to Iron Harvest. During the crowdfunding campaign, the developers stated that they'll be focusing on the single player experience than the multiplayer experience second, and they delivered on that promise. Iron Harvest offers 3 full feature campaigns and additional single player campaign through DLC. The game features 4 factions: Pollinia, Roosevelt, Saxony, and Usonia. Each faction brings in its own unique playstyle. What kind of playstyle that you may ask? Well, first off, Pollinia offers a more so of a hit and run style playstyle while offering units that have low armor values, while Roosevelt here offers pretty beefy tanks but also close quarters combat, while Saxony offers the most heaviest of armor in the game, while also being very slow and sluggish and bit more expensive. And last but not least, Usonia. Usonia offers a good defense and a good offense, so it kind of makes them a all-around faction. Now, with all this said though, however, due to the developers' focus on the single-player aspect, the multiplayer experience did suffer as a result. Nevertheless, this trade-off is understandable since focusing on one side usually often impacts the other. Overall, Iron Harvest provides a wonderful gaming experience. However, despite its strength, it failed to gain significant traction in a genre that's currently in decline. One of the reasons why, for sure, that it failed to gain traction was because a lot of players kept comparing it to Company Heroes 2. So that you can imagine this kept hurting the player base little by little. Now, the player base is still active while maintaining its niche community. And last but not least, we have an honorable mention here. This has to go to Stronghold Warlords, developed by Firefly Studios. So I'm going to start off by giving you guys a brief discussion of the Stronghold series. The Stronghold series is amongst one of the greatest RTS real-time strategy series that people love to play. with a rich history including Stronghold, Crusader, 2, and also Extreme. The series takes place during the medieval times, requiring you to build and manage your economy to prevent your people from starving while defending your stronghold from the enemies. However, since 2006, the series has been on a major decline in terms of polish and also creativity. Jump to 2023, the Stronghold series is in a declining state, with the latest release being Stronghold Warlords, moves from the medieval Europe to the Asian-centric landscape, featuring great Khans, warlords, and also shoguns. This shift creates a fresh and exciting atmosphere for their newest adventure, while also introducing new mechanics to the series for the first time. This would be good and dandy, except there are major problems, including bugs, crashes to desktop, and also poor gameplay. The fans love and want to see the series thrive again, but it feels as though Firefly Studios is not giving it their all. Thank you guys for taking the time out to watch this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all for the next video. Peace out, much love, buddy. Have a good one, y'all. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and also hit the bell notification down below. Thanks for watching.